Okay, guys, the watch list for Thursday, May 23rd for the GreatStockPicks.com live trading chat room. I've got several what we call bounce plays on watch. These are stocks that I'm looking for a bounce tomorrow. As always, I say this in every video. I know it gets redundant. It's only going to be if I get an intraday setup. It doesn't mean I just buy at the open. So having said that, RIG, R-I-G, you've got 4 days down into the 50-day. You also, let me get the drawing tool going here. You also had some resistance right here around the 52 area. Right here, so you can see it topped out, came down, then went through. So this, you could have a retest of the 52 area plus the 50-day moving average after 4 days down. Makes this a pretty good bounce play candidate. Some others to go through: RKUS, possible double bottom. I really like this around 12 again, but we'll see. And I have some words to say about the overall market in just a second. Let me go through the list first. UNXL, another red day today. Remember, on bounce plays, I like afternoon high of day breaks. I can't stress that enough. I want this to trade in somewhat of a narrow range and then hit new highs in the afternoon. That's my entry on these bounce play ideas. If that doesn't happen, it just becomes a no trade. Simple as that. Solar's got hit today. Everything got hit today, but JASO, huge day and a half move there if you count the gap up. That's why I called it a day and a half. But 2 days straight down. This one deserves, you can get a nice trade on this one if we get narrow range and an afternoon break. Keep your eyes on this one. It might need another day here to come down, but as I always say, it doesn't cost us anything to have it on a chart. NTAP is actually a really weird chart here, but after gapping up, sold off to in closing near its lows. This is one that if we get another bounce play setup, an afternoon high of day break, could get some nice upside momentum. LCC, I like this one. 4 days down into the 20-day here. Kind of closed pretty close to its open today, so this pullback may be done. I like LCC as a bounce play. EGLE, again, we had a nice trade in this one the other day. Now you've got a couple days straight down to the 8-day moving average. Kind of the same as JASO, worth watching. And MCP had this big breakout, pulled back to the 8-day moving average, pushed again, and you had the gap up. Now you got 2 days down back to the 8-day moving average. Worth watching for a turn tomorrow. I'll tell you what, if this one ever gets over 8, could see a really big move. A lot of shorts in that one. So, and then, this is, you talk about extended, but this one, CLNT, deserves to be on watch. Whenever you get a move like this, whatever it was, 450 to almost 10, okay? I'm almost positive I won't do anything with this tomorrow, but you never know. Might give a low-risk setup, but the reason I'm pointing this out is 13 million shares, a huge move like that. For the next 2 weeks, this one should be on everybody's watch list because it can give some nice, after a move like that, you can get some really nice intraday setups. And if you can find a good setup, you can get a pretty nice percentage move for day trades. And that's pretty much what we do here. GreatStockPicks.com is look for day trades and then cash at night. All right, having said all that real quick, I'm going to start off with the SPY, or I'm going to end up with the SPY. You see the volume. Everybody sees today looks like it topped out, right? You've got the shooting star look to it, closing near its lows, massive volume. The reason I show this chart is because a lot of people just default to, okay, we're finally, I mean, everybody knows we've been overbought. We're finally going to just fall apart. And the reason I make this video is because I want to show you other days where you had big volume and a big solid red candle. Notice what it did the next day, right? Narrow range, that almost always happens. Narrow range and closed above its open. When I say that happens almost all the time, I mean the narrow range part, okay? Here, another big solid red candle, big volume, looked like it was finally the end of the rally. Look at the next day. A narrow range, but it closed above its open and gapped up a little bit, right? So it's instructive to go back and look at big sell-off days like that, especially in the uptrend. And really, these are the ones that I see. This one, and then you have this one. This one has a bit more of a topping tail, but still, you had a pretty big intraday range for the SPY as far as from the highs to the lows. I guess what I'm saying is don't default to, hey, we're going to tank tomorrow. Be open-minded. I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm definitely not in the camp that says, oh, now we're going to tank and start shorting everything blindly. So that's why I have a list full of potential bounce plays for tomorrow. And if we don't bounce at all, I almost guarantee you none of those bounce plays will meet my intraday parameters for a trade. So we'll be looking for other stuff in the chat as well. But anyway, I've babbled long enough. That's the watch list for tomorrow. We'll talk to you then.